Hello, Adam Ryan Donato.
Hello. We are here back today for a hard review of a couple of new movies that are coming out here this month in July of 2021, because movies come out now. And this is technically, this is a bad review. A Bundesen and Donato review. So this is a special segment that we're going to be doing on Hard Reviews, where it's me and Devin talking about movies that we saw. And Devin, which one would you like to talk about first?
Let's talk about Space Jam first, because I feel like we could talk a lot about Black Widow later on.
You know, it's funny because I was already looking up Space Jam.
Oh.
I was already like, that's probably where we're going with this.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched this Friday morning at noon in a regular theater. I did not know I got a regular theater ticket. But it was the day it came out. So a big theater full of screaming kids, and then parents who suck also. And so I did not watch it in good conditions, but I watched them in better conditions than you.
I watched the film at my apartment with a friend, because I figured...
On what? I was just magically there?
On Disney Plus.
Oh, on Disney Plus.
Not HBO Max.
Well, I was about to say, Disney Plus just got that much more valuable.
Yeah.
What's it called? Yes, this is clearly for people listening to this in the distant future. In 2021, Warner Brothers decided to murder theaters and release their movies day and date on HBO Max. So the same day that it comes out in theaters, Friday, it'll come out on HBO Max for free for about, 30 days, I think it is?
Mm-hmm.
And yes, which is weird because when I want to watch them on HBO Max, it's usually a little bit later.
Mm-hmm. It's usually at least a month after it comes out, where you
Yeah.
think about it and you go look for it and you're like, too late.
Well, maybe I watched it when it came the opening weekend, and then I'm like, oh, you know what? There's a chunk of the movie, a bit or a scene that I want to watch. Let me throw it on,
Mm-hmm.
and then it's like, oh, well, it's gone already. You suck, and I'm just like, I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. That being said, is that better than Paramount's 45-day theatrical window, and then releasing it on their streaming services for free?
Oh, I didn't. Paramount Plus does that?
Yeah, Paramount Plus, I think they just released Quiet Place 2 on their thing for free.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think there's a fee. But, they had 45 days of a theater-exclusive window, which that is when you make the majority of your money. That being said, Quiet Place 2, I believe, is still in the top 5 when that happened. At the box office. So, oof. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like once it drops out of the top 5...
You could pull it on the streaming service, yeah.
Alright, but what's better? What's the better model to you? Paramount Plus, HBO Max, or Disney Plus with their Premier Access?
So ranking them, Disney Plus is on the bottom. I'm not going to pay $20 to go see
okay, so you're addressing it as a consumer.
Yeah.
Okay.
$20, I'm not going to spend $20 to watch it. $30.
$30.
Ugh, even
I know.
worse.
I know.
To watch it at home, I'd much rather just go see it in a theater. I'm also privileged by having the AMC A-list, so I don't have to pay to go see the movies like you normally do. So I'm yeah, I'll much rather see it in a theater instead of paying $30 to see it at home on my smaller TV. HBO, I guess, would be 2, because I didn't realize Paramount Plus did the 45 days in theaters and then free on the streaming service, because I feel like, at least for me, that works the best, because whenever I think about the movie that I was planning on seeing, and we just
you don't
discussed,
want the temptation of it. It's on the service. I may as well just do it, because if HBO Max didn't have Space Jam day and date, if they waited 45 days, you would have watched it in theaters. You would not have waited 45 days.
Yeah.
And that's the difference, because this is one of those, for you, clearly one of those fringe movies where it's like, oh, I could have gone either way.
Yeah. Space Jam, like I said, I watched it at home because I was like, I don't want to make a day out of
A day.
out of Space Jam, which I know I'm not gonna like, so I'd much rather just watch it at home with a friend and kind of just make fun of it.
That's fair. No, honestly, I probably would have enjoyed it better like that. That being said, let's just kind of dive into it. So I'll let you start with how you felt about the movie.
I'll start.
Well, actually, wait. Let's start with how do you feel about the original Space Jam?
I love the original Space Jam. I remember because we recently rewatched it because I have not seen that in probably at least several years, and so rewatching it, it was
that when we rewatched it?
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was that. Yeah.
And so it felt like just a gem of its time of like we discussed this before, but it's not really a movie. There's no like arc or anything. It kind of just happens and it's fun without being like, over the top brands that they did in like this new one, and I just overall really enjoyed it.
So I agree. I love the original Space Jam. Grew up with it, love it. The movie flies by for me. It's one of those that I have on Vudu that like I'll regularly throw on when I'm just throwing something on because it's like I know it inside and out, and I love it inside and out. LeBron or MJ as the GOAT?
For basketball?
Yeah.
LeBron. But for the movies, definitely MJ.
See, it's funny because, well, I'll dive in. This is my transition into the quality of the movie. I was a LeBron is the GOAT person. I watched the 2016 finals. I saw the blog. Cleveland, this is for you. I avidly follow the Lakers finals run. But after watching Space Jam and hating A New Legacy and hating it so much, it's MJ. MJ's the GOAT. He's got 6 rings. He won 3 in a row, and then he came back and won 3 more, dude. He's the GOAT.
Can't beat him.
Yeah, you can't beat him in his prime.
No, that's fair.
But yeah, this new one's, it's bad.
It's real bad.
And you know what's funny is that I see a lot of the discourse online saying, "Oh, wow, you're really gonna shit on the new Space Jam movie as an adult? Like, this is a movie made for kids, right?" And I made an argument on Twitter the other day that I thought was poignant. Was no, it's not for kids. I mean, like, it is for kids, you know what I mean? But like, there's a lot of things that are supposed to be for adults that like. It's kind of annoying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like no kid's gonna enjoy most of the references, especially since they're like R-rated movies. I mean, Casablanca's PG-13.
Yeah.
Mad Max is R.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
No. There's no way. There's no way Mad Max Fury Road is rated R. Watch it actually be rated R. Mad Max Fury Road.
They also had.
Oh, it's R.
Yeah.
Good for that. And then Matrix is R. I think I said that.
Yeah. Game of Thrones.
Yeah, Game of Thrones is really not for kids.
Yeah.
But like that's what's weird about like right from the get when we saw the trailer, we're like, oh, is that the guys from Clockwork Orange watching the game?
Yeah.
Like it's just I don't know. It's very so obviously there are things that are meant for us. Like no kid today. Like I literally talked to a kid and I was like, oh, did you see the original? And they were like, no, I want to see this one first. And I was like, oh, so kids aren't like, I mean, I know that's just one kid, but like, like I would say most kids aren't aware, maybe not aware, but like this isn't like their movie. You know what I mean?
It's also not only with those references to those properties that are rated R. How is a kid supposed to know? Oh, that's Michael B. Jordan and not Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I feel like that's another adult joke. I feel like the Kevin Hart joke is another adult joke. I mean, maybe he's a kid's actor, I guess. But like, still, I don't know. Like many of and the brand just itself is a movie that is meant to invoke nostalgia. It's the same exact plot. It's like they have references to the original movie. Like this is, to a certain extent, they were marketing this for adults.
Yeah.
So yes, as an adult, I'm gonna go watch the movie because I watched the first one, and I'm allowed to hate it because that's what movies are. Like, I hate the idea of the concept of like, oh, it's a kids movie. You know, you're not allowed to hate it. Like, yes, no, kids movies can be good. Mm-hmm. And so this movie makes me upset. But yeah, no, so Malcolm D. Lee, I think I saw that he directed like Girls Trip and stuff. So I'm like,
oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which for some reason I thought this was Ryan Coogler. Like way back when, I thought this was supposed to be directed by Ryan Coogler. You know Ryan Coogler, right? Oh, he did like a little small movie. A few people saw Black Panther.
Oh.
Creed 2.
Wow.
I think he did Fruitvale Station. So he's worked a lot with Michael B. Jordan, basically.
Yeah.
And he's fantastic. And I remember being like, oh, you're above this. Mm-hmm. Like, don't do this. Yeah, no. So how do you think LeBron did in comparison to Jordan? Like, as an actor?
I mean, like, I guess he acted like an actor.
He can't scream.
No.
He cannot scream.
As, like, it looked like he tried to act, which is good for him, but it just feels just off. You know, like...
It just feels lame. He's lame. Like, Michael is fucking cool.
Yeah.
Like LeBron is very clearly very lame with the dab and the Taco Tuesday.
Oh, yeah.
You forgot about the dab, didn't you?
I did. Because I remember when it happened, because I paused. I looked over at Cade, and I was like, oh, we're like 10 minutes in.
Yeah, which actually that brings me to another point, because I think LeBron does a fine job, but that's what kind of sucks about it, because Jordan does a Tommy Wiseau in the room type like awful job that I'm enjoying it now. I just really like Jordan's funny. When he like gets hit and he comes up and he's like, what's going on here? Same. Yeah. You know? But, LeBron, I definitely was annoyed by him throughout. And that brings me to another point. The first, like, chunk of this movie is in the real world with LeBron and his family drama.
Yeah. 27 minutes. Is the first 27 minutes are all just his drama? Because we would pause. We're like, all right, let's see where we're at. Oh, we finally got imported into the internet at 27 minutes in.
Yeah, and I know. I'm happy you remembered that. Yeah. Because I wanted to check my phone and be like, okay, we're finally in Toon World. Mm-hmm. You know? And that's one thing I love about... Like, Michael doesn't have very much family drama going on. Mm-mm. Like, I don't know, like, his kid is discouraged at baseball. That doesn't go anywhere. Yeah. Now that I think about it, that doesn't go anywhere. He had a bad game, and Michael was like, it's okay. And then that's about... No, but there is no family drama, and I like that. Here, let me just get into my main argument about the movie. So this is going to be a bit of a rant. So, the first movie, right? Follow me here. Michael, why is Michael doing anything?
Because someone told him he can't do it, so he wanted to prove him wrong.
Oh yeah, I told you this already. Yeah. Okay, so just to explain, so Michael is just playing baseball, right? And he gets kidnapped. Well, actually, no, he's playing golf, but he gets kidnapped by the Looney Tunes to come play in a basketball game. And he doesn't want to do it, but he's kind of like reluctantly like, oh, you know, whatever, I'll help you guys, I guess. And then they talk shit, and he's like, you know what? Let's raise the stakes. I will bet my life. I will become a slave on an alien planet. And that's not the worst part. It's not that he's going to die. It's not that he's going to go away from his home or his family. It's that he's going to play kids in basketball in a fixed game and lose. You see the look on his face. I really want to look up the look on his face. Because that's so funny to me that like his nightmare scenario is losing constantly forever. So he bets his whole life on this stupid game with the Looney Tunes. A very clearly like lopsided game. And it's just funny because that's ridiculous.
And also it's really like super funny because like looking back like everyone knew Jordan was a big gambling man, so rewatching it now, it just makes me laugh that it's like, oh, they really played into him just being a gambler, which is super funny.
Oh yeah, and it's a lot of real life stuff. I believe the original Space Jam is a metaphor for what happened in real life. Because, like, honestly, I mean, obviously the Looney Tunes didn't happen and all that junk. But, like, other than that, like, yeah, he quit basketball. He came to play baseball. And then he came back to basketball. Like,
everyone talks shit. Oh, he can't play. He can't play. And he's like, yeah, I can play.
Yeah. And LeBron is trying to save his son.
Yeah.
Who was stolen.
Yeah.
Like, LeBron has to do this. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the thing I noticed. Like, the original is, oh, the Looney Tunes are in trouble. Here comes Michael Jordan to save the day. Mm-hmm. This is, LeBron's in trouble. Here comes the Looney Tunes to save the day. And, what's it called? Like, that scene in the trailer where he's like, LeBron, you and your whole family will be, stuck here or whatever. And, like, Daffy's like, well, at least we're okay, guys. And then he's like, oh, yeah, and also the tunes will be deleted, I guess. Mm-hmm. And it's like, okay. Like, it feels like such an afterthought that it's just lame.
Yeah.
This movie's just lame.
And, like, it's just, also, I want to get into this. The basketball, like, game when they finally played their match just makes no sense. At least with their original Space Jam, you're like, okay, like, yeah, they keep scoring. I can, like, see, like, how much they're playing by. Mm-hmm. But when they're scoring, like, 200 points off of style points and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, so I don't know any of the rules of this game because I don't know how, like, if someone does something, how many points they make because they don't tell you. Yeah,
and then, no, it just feels cheap because it's like, oh, well, anything could happen. Like, you can make one, like, super cool shot. Mm-hmm. And then that's it. Like, you'll win the game. Mm-hmm. I mean, the game in the original one doesn't make sense.
Yeah, but, like, at least it was up by 70 instead of 1,000 to 20 going into halftime. Oh, we're like, okay, I don't know how this works.
So, what's it called? Speaking of the game, how do you feel about the... let's transition into the Looney Tunes. Mm-hmm. So, how do you feel about them turning CGI? Is that cool to you? Did you mind that? I think it looks ugly.
I think it looks bad too.
I can't take my eyes off it when it's happening though.
Yeah.
Because I'm just so interested by it. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, they kind of look lifeless and like creepy to me almost.
I like them being in their cartoony thing. There is one thing I did like is LeBron being like cartoon.
Yes.
I thought that was fun. They only do it for like 20 minutes though, so...
That was a fun twist on the... Well, that's the thing, because I can't even like really hate the style points, because I was already out of it at that point.
Yeah.
So, the style points, I don't mind, because it does kind of update it a little bit. I mean, yes, I can see how a kid would be like... Because have you played any games like the game that his son makes?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do, like, some cool move, and you get a whole bunch more points, and it's some stupid point system, but, like, it's fun because, like, I don't know, like, I played the Mario basketball.
Yeah.
And they do things like that. If you have a bunch of points, and you make a dunk, then it's more points, or whatever. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know, I guess for kids, that's nice.
Yeah. They're like, look, he could jump really high, because he got his super boost. And then they threw a super boost at him so he could do a double jump.
Oh, I actually hated that. So we're talking about spoilers because this movie's stupid. I actually was really upset at that ending with the super. They threw him the super boost because I don't know. The thing I love about the first one is what we talked about. It actually has to do with Jordan's life. In like a good way, like it plays on his career in an interesting way. Yeah. And this one, like they make some jokes about, oh, this isn't the Miami Heat, like whatever.
You can't build a super team here.
Yeah, which like I get it, like that's cute. Make a cute little joke. Do your cute little Dwayne Wade shot with LeBron dunking with Lola. Which, by the way, I hate that shot because they messed it up. Like, the framing is... The good thing about that shot is the framing is so perfect that you get to see LeBron dunking in the background and Wade doing that. Mm-hmm. But, like, all you see in that shot is, like, Lola, and then LeBron's, like, kind of out of the frame, almost.
Yeah.
And he's not even dunking. I don't know. I thought that was lame. And then, but yeah, so there isn't much to do with LeBron's actual career besides the fact that, yeah, he does entertain Los Angeles type jobs. Mm-hmm. Right? Because does it have anything to say about his career or anything?
Nope. The most they had to say about his career is the first 2 minutes of the movie where they're like, look at everything he's done.
Yeah, and even that was lame too.
It was lame, yeah, because you're like, okay, like, you don't have to jerk him off.
Well, like, at least be, like, cool about it. Like, at least if they would have showed him, like, dunking on Paul Pierce, that would have been funny. You know, like, something like, serious, like, I don't know. But, yeah, my point is, here's my ending to Space Jam. Is instead, he's going up to go do the dunk, and, you know, and Cheadle's like, rah, rah, rah. And instead of the throwing the boost and LeBron dunking, what if LeBron passes the ball to his son, who's on the corner and makes the wide open three in the game? That is what LeBron does. Mm-hmm. First of all, he's famous for not being like the guy who's going, you know, to force up shots. Mm-hmm. No, he plays smart basketball. He passes. He's one of the greatest passers of all time, especially at this point in his career. He's one of the best passers in the league. Mm-hmm. So, yes, make the right play. Toss it to your son, which kind of makes sense because you were kind of being a jerk, and now you're like, here, son, you know, I trust you.
Yeah.
Take this shot. And then he makes the shot. Or he misses, and that's fine. And it's a teachable moment or something, and it doesn't matter. But, like...
See, that's what I thought they were going to do. I was like, oh, this is perfect. And I'm like... And they toss the jump boost, and I'm like, okay, never mind then.
Yeah, I just thought that was lame. I mean, like, the arc in the movie is, like, functionable, right? Mm-hmm. What is it? It's like, LeBron's like, well, they spell it out for you. LeBron is, you know, too strict, and you need to be basketball focused and whatever. And at the end, he's like, oh, well, you gotta remember this is a game, you gotta have fun. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And, like, that's a functionable arc. But, like, it would have helped it if he would have thrown it to his son. And what if they established that he's bad at that shot? Like, at the beginning of the game, like, the movie, when he's playing against his brother, which, by the way, that wasn't his actual son, right? Bronny? Is that Bronny?
I don't think so.
I don't know, because I don't know what Bronny looks like. Yeah. But, like, he looked like
really
built.
Big,
yeah, right? Like, he looked like a legit, like, high school basketball player. Which, by the way, how many kids does LeBron have? Does he actually have 2 kids? Does he have a girl?
I don't know.
I know Bronny Jr. I know that.
Yeah, I know Bronny, but I don't know his other 2 kids.
Jesus Christ. What's it called? So, yeah, and then they're playing, and he's like, take this shot, and he misses it. He's like, oh, you missed it because you were distracted by your stupid, you know, video game or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then at the end, he throws it to, he's like, oh no, he's at that spot, and like maybe the kid looks down and he's like, oh no, this is the spot, you know, like, and even flashback to the beginning of the movie, fine, but like, I mean, I don't know. I guess what we're complaining about is stupid because it's a stupid movie that's not trying or caring whatsoever. I'll transition over to the Looney Tunes, how they're set up. So I honestly think one of the more interesting things about the movie is the concept of, oh, the Looney Tunes are, like, he goes to Toon World and it's just Bugs. Mm-hmm. And Bugs is telling about, like, oh, how they all left, and they left him, and, like, that was sad for Bugs, but I was also, like, with them, I was like, okay, what are you guys doing? Like why are you being so mean to Bugs? But, like, Bugs' whole, like, oh, man, I'm a crazy person, I'm here alone, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Mm-hmm. I like that.
I did like that. But it was just, after that, they didn't do, like, a lot with it.
Well, yeah, because, like, Bugs is like, oh, we have to go get the Looney Tunes instead of all these people that you want. Mm-hmm. So he picks them all up, and LeBron, like, how are you not noticing that this is what's happening? Like, you should notice this after, like, honestly, after Daffy, which is the first one. Yeah. But even then, even if you had to wait till the next one to, like, oh, okay, we're just getting Looney Tunes characters, which he just kind of accepts, by the way. Yeah. Well, no, he's a jerk about it, but, like, he just does kind of, like, he doesn't fight back too much. Yeah. Like, there isn't a conflict between him and Bugs, like, like there would be like oh, you lied to me, we're not, you know.
Yeah, it goes like this. I'm gonna get the Looney Tunes. Oh no, like I'm gonna build my super team. No, I really want the Looney Tunes. Okay.
Yeah, it's just
and
over.
it doesn't create any friction between the two, which it should. The only friction it creates is when he's like, all right, we have a team. Does anyone know how to play basketball? And then no one does. And he's just, ugh. That's all it does. Instead of doing the dynamic before and then doing it then, which I felt like could have been good.
Yeah, so that's a good transition into the whole serververse sequence where they go into all the movies, which I had seen all of it. Like, I saw the Matrix scene because they released that online. I guess I hadn't seen the Mad Max scene. I hadn't seen the Casablanca scene. You said you heard the DC scene.
I saw the DC one, and I saw the Rick and Morty one.
Really? Because I was actually really shocked by the Rick and Morty one.
I saw it on TikTok, but it was like a week after.
Oh, okay. I did see it the day of, like, after I watched the movie. But, like, I watched it in the premiere day. That, like, premiered, so, like, I was pretty avoiding of spoilers.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, really disappointed with that Rick and Morty scene because it wasn't funny.
No. They were just like, we have them. We have them. That's all they did.
Well, no, they were just like, we ran some experiments on him and we don't know what he is. Here, you take him.
Yeah.
You know, he's yours now, losers. Like, okay.
All right.
Like, I don't know. That wasn't funny. The Matrix one's funny, I guess. The Mad Max one's cool because, like, LeBron's actually in, like, a Mad Max uniform.
Yeah.
Casablanca I like just because it's Casablanca.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, though, the Austin Powers one was unexpected, so it was funny.
Oh, yeah. That was one I didn't see. I was like, when they started playing the scene, I was like, who's this? Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
and then Daffy with the DC. That was fine.
Yeah.
I wish they did more with that. But, like, I wish kind of the whole movie was, like, they had to go to each place to, like, get a thing, and, like, that was the majority of the movie. Like, takes, like, the first 30 minutes away and just dedicate it to making each place, like, its own mini mission.
Yeah.
I just want... What do I want? I want that stupid movie Sucker Punch. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. Like, I just want to... If you're going to give me a bad movie, at least let me explore some cool worlds and, you know, go on some fun missions and whatever. Shoot. Yeah, no. And then that brings me to another thing. Daffy's the coach?
Yeah. I was like, all right. He was just like, coach. I'll be coach.
Yeah, and I didn't understand that, really. Well, that was kind of... Well, here's another thing. Daffy... Well, Bugs is a character in this one, and obviously has a lot of big character moments. But Daffy's, like, barely a character in this, which is annoying because he's, like, a pretty big character in the first one and actually, like, does things. Like the Looney Tunes have some kind of agency in the original movie. In this one, they're just kind of, like, along for the ride, I guess. I mean, besides, like, Lola, like, they dedicate the whole...
Yeah.
Like, she's the warrior of the Amazon thing. That's all good and whatever. I hated Zendaya.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because why?
They didn't have to.
Yeah.
No, like, they just wanted to because they're like, we have money. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah, it was, that was silly.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Okay, so what's it called? We will address it. Because obviously it's a big part of the topic of the movie. Lola Bunny is not sexy in this. How does that affect you? Or do you still find her sexy?
I find anything sexy first.
I can make it sexy, I swear.
If I think about it long enough, it can be sexy.
Mm-hmm.
No, I thought it was fine, I guess. Like, I just thought it was really funny. Everyone was like, she's not sexy in this. Not gonna go see it.
Well, like, I don't know. It by changing it, you are, like, you know that people are gonna get upset about it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna talk about it forever.
Mm-hmm.
You may as well have just done it. I don't know. Because, like, what? Can she... Because now the argument's, can a woman not be sexy and good at things? Like, I don't know. I bothers me just because it's like, that's like that that was gonna be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, more people are gonna dislike the movie because of that change than are gonna dislike it because she was sexy and it's like, oh, that's inappropriate for my kid. Like, even in the original Space Jam, like, that's not inappropriate for kids.
Mm-mm.
Like, there's a boner joke, sure. There's like what else? Like, she like walks away and she like has a butt, right? Like what else does she do that's like overtly like, this is inappropriate for kids?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know. I just think that's a really lame thing for them to do. Which brings me to my next point. Bugs Bunny dies.
Yeah.
That was the tweet I was talking about.
Yeah.
Because it was like in all caps and it was like, Bugs Bunny fucking died. Which, like, that's lame.
Yeah.
I thought that was a lame thing to do in your movie.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in how they brought him back and everything. Just like, and like the emotional, it didn't hit me emotionally at all. Mm-hmm. Nothing worked, by the way, in this movie for me. Like, besides like the basic arc making sense, nothing hit me on like this made me feel anything.
Yeah.
Like, and like, I know what you're thinking, Adam, it's a stupid dumb movie. Does anything make you feel anything in the original Space Jam? Well, besides the fact that it makes me laugh throughout, like, yeah, when he makes that end shot, I get emotional when he comes back to the baseball game at the end, like, oh yeah, I feel things. Oh, I feel things at the beginning with the I Believe I Can Fly, which brings me to my next point. There is no iconic musical sequence in this movie. There's like
isn't.
5 iconic songs in the original. There's nothing in this new movie of any value whatsoever. Like, I'm sure that some people will recognize some songs, but it won't be the pop cultural impact that the original was. So just stop making the movie.
Yeah.
Why? Why did you make the movie? If not for people like me who like the original to go see it, it's not for kids. It's for me, and it was bad, and I'm allowed to hate it.
Mm-hmm.
They played some of the original songs too, and it was like, this is lame.
Yeah.
Like, you're just rehashing old things. What's it called? Like no, I didn't like anything. Did you like anything?
No, not particularly, because the only thing that I would say I would like is only the cartoon, like when he became a cartoon, but then they started just jerking off on their properties of what they got, and I'm like, okay, well,
which it's ugly. It's ugly, by the way, too. Like, looking at the crowd, first of all, it's distracting me from the game, right? Because I'm like, oh, now I'm trying to look in the crowd and see people. And when I do recognize people, they look like cosplayers.
Yeah.
Like, they clearly don't look like the characters that they're supposed to be. I mean, they look enough like the characters they're supposed to be because I recognize them. But, like, it's also like, oh, that looks like a not the... can definitely
great
tell that's
value.
not the character.
Yeah, that's a great value version of what I know.
Oh, and yeah, no, that's exactly right. And just... I love how much that they think, Warner Brothers thinks that Iron Giant is, like, relevant.
Yeah.
Like, it's clear with Ready Player One and now this that, like, they really think that people care about Iron Giant. I'm like, you know that movie flopped, right?
Yeah.
You know no one cares about the Iron Giant besides, like, film people who are like, actually, it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The King Kong joke. Remember there was a King Kong joke? He's like, King Kong ain't got anything on me. And then King Kong's like, that's kind of funny, I guess. Mm-hmm. Don Cheadle went for it, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. I thought it was very weird. There is always just a weird period. They would do the transition from his normal voice to his robotic voice just at different times. And I'm like, you could kind of stick with one and just make that the meta. Like, I don't know, like, I guess because he's getting angry, they're like, we're going to give him a robot voice for this portion of it. But it just felt distracting more than anything. Yeah,
that was lame. I like his name just because, like, how you call it, Allergy Got No Rhythm, something like that. That was a good bar. That was really good. I mean, like, I don't know, he's animated, so it's kind of funny. Why does he have emotions if he's a robot algorithm? Why does he care about pride and stuff? Why anything? Also, his sidekick, worst fucking character.
What was his name?
Blippy. I don't care. Fuck him.
Fuck him.
He was ugly. He was not funny. He was lame. It was just such a stupid fucking character. Whoever invented that character, fire them. Mm-hmm. Don't let them make anything ever again. That was the stupidest. Like, at least make a property do it then. Like, have him. Oh, his favorite property is, the Gremlins, and he has a gremlin or what, something.
Yeah.
Like, who are you?
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Neither did I.
And like, I'm disliking it more and more the more I think about it. Someone put on their letterbox. They were like, a friend who I respect their opinion. He was like, oh yeah, there was a Steve Yeun cameo. You know the guy from Minari?
From
the Asian guy from Minari.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's in the movie, and he's one of the studio execs at the beginning. That's like at the Warner Brothers pitch meeting. The Asian guy that's there. That's the guy from Minari, and I was like. Yeah, like it's more of a cameo. Like, he's barely in it, and he doesn't do anything of note. Yeah. There's no Bill Murray in this movie. Sarah Silverman at least tries. No one's funny at all. Not LeBron's sidekick. I hate LeBron's wife too. I hate everybody. I hate that kid. I hate all of his conversations with Algae Rhythm. I hate how Algae Rhythm convinces him that, like, this is a good thing, even though it's very clear, like, dude, like, this is, like, LeBron, why are you playing this game? Go up to your kid and be like, hey, dude, seriously, we're gonna be locked in this game forever if like, we don't win. Yeah. What the fuck are you doing? like, no, this is just a stupid movie. There's no redeemable quality. Wow, am I really... Because I gave it a 1 star. Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about changing it to a 0 because it does piss me off. Like, I'm getting pissed off. Like, reminiscing about it. Yeah. Because I gave it a 1 as well. I did not care about it. I was like... But people were giving it, like, a 3. Yeah. I have respected friends who are like, oh, it's at least an enjoyable movie. And, like, that's one of my problems with it. It is a movie. They, like, try to make it into, like, your standard... movie, and that's what I like about the original is it's really not. It's just chaos. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't really follow like a normal plot. Also, remember how the other basketball players were like funny and interesting characters in the original, and now these ones are like, oh, they show up literally for one scene. Yeah, they show up for one scene. They're like, oh, how'd you get these guys into it? I went to an all-star game and asked if I could get their models in the game. Yeah, can I be in your game? Yeah, I want to be in there too. No, not before me. Yeah, like, it's Dame time. It's Dame time. Like, and then, like, Damian Lillard, stop touching that kid. That's not your kid. Don't touch him like that, right? He touches him a little bit in a weird way for me. I didn't like it. Neither did I. I didn't like it. You might convince me to bump it down to 0 because I'm like. Well, 0 is like reserved for like this. Like, offends me. Yeah. Like, this like legitimately upsets me, and like, is there anything that like is of redeemable quality whatsoever? Not really. Like, cause they're like, oh, it's a fun movie. It's it's actually like enjoyable. I'm like, no, not at all. Nothing. There's nothing good about it. And then not only that. Also, it just felt like the Looney Tunes, like, besides Bugs, it was Bugs and then everybody else. Because no one else had their, like, I guess, time to shine with Lola had the Amazon scene. Yeah. Bugs had the DC scene. I'm not Bugs, with their, like witty jokes. Like they had in the, like, original. This was mostly like, oh, see them in The Matrix. See them in Mad Max. Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess it's cool that, like, they all had, like, the other NBA players had, like, superpowers, like, I guess. Yeah. And, like, that was, like, interesting. It made them, like, look interesting and different. And, like, I can distinguish them now. Yeah. It's also stupid, because Wetfire is a dumb name. Yeah. Well, can we name all of them? Wetfire, Arachnid, I don't know. Chronos. Chronos is the time. Dame time. The Brow. And we got one more. Oh, I love when LeBron just calls Anthony Davis ugly. Yeah. That was great. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is there a line that, like, made you, like, legitimately laugh?
Not that I could think of. Maybe I did a.
It's really hard for me to like think about. Yeah, no, it didn't play around enough with LeBron's actual career, like the original did with Jordan's career. It didn't do anything for me. Yep, I'm doing it. It's a 0-star movie for me. Mm-hmm. I hate it. It's annoying. It's stupid. It's just made for money, and other people are making me hate it too, because I am allowed to hate it.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to your opinion, because like and even when we were like just asking people about it, just general people, they all seem to really like it too, and I'm like, really?
Yeah, they're like, oh, it's enjoyable, I guess. It's, like, it's good. And, like, no, most people have said it's better than the original. And I'm like, wow, the original's, like, actually, like really funny, and there's really good music, and, like, the special effects are bad, but, like, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's not, like,
it works with it, because it plays into it,
So, if we would have watched this movie when we were kids, if you were, like, 7, and this movie came out, would you like it?
No.
Well, because that was my whole thing. I was like, okay, so I love Space Jam. And I grew up with Space Jam. Now, if you were 7 when Space Jam came out in 1996, would you enjoy it?
Yes. Back when the original Space Jam came out, I feel like I would enjoy it, because at least, like...
Oh, wait, no, I messed up the question. If you watched the original Space Jam for the first time now at the age that you are now, and it was like a new movie in theaters, like you were 20, what are you, 21?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you were 21 in 1996, and Space Jam comes out.
I would enjoy it, yeah, because...
I mean, I the only credit I'll give the new one is that, like, I can't say that. You know what I mean? Like, I can't say that I wouldn't change my opinion, because who knows? I'll never know.
Yeah.
Because I'm inherently biased, because I grew up adoring the original movie. But yeah, do you have any final thoughts on it?
Besides,
talk about Don Cheadle.
Fuck this movie. Don't go see this movie, please. Don't support it. We don't need more Space Jams. We don't need more IP dumps in our movies.
Yeah, no. It makes Ready Player One look good. I have Ready Player One. I'm not gonna find it. But yeah, so I'm at a 0. I changed to a 0 out of 5. I'm not joking. It legitimately changed my mind on the topic, because this matters to me. It's movies, so it matters to me. I was pissed off while I watched it. I didn't even bother being worried about other people like talking or being on their phone in the theater, because I was like, oh, it's just a stupid movie anyways. I was waiting for it to be over. 0 out of 5.
I'll do 1 out of 5.
No, that's good. I'm happy. I'm happy for you.
Like, because I've seen some really bad movies, and I'll reserve that for the really bad movies I've seen. But this is, like, at least there was some plot, even if I didn't like it and didn't care for the movie. At least they had, I guess, cohesive elements, and they were like...
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And I enjoyed seeing the Looney Tunes on screen. But
that's nice. It is nice. I wish they did more things.
Yeah, I wish they did more things too, but everything else, nope.
Yeah, that's all I got. So I am going to end this one. I need water. And then we'll do the Black Widow one.
Bet.
I might be able to just stop it and then pause it and then play it again. But if not, thank you everyone for listening today to us bitch about a children's movie that's clearly not for us. Even though all the references and cast and the brand itself is something that is for us. But whatever. I'm the grumpy adult who hates this kids movie. Well, I hate kids. Fuck them kids.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.